Hello, my name's Adam Mazin. You're watching Sporting Icon, and you don't have to be anywhere else.
Okay, so let's talk about April the 15th at the Copperbox Arena, London, England, the United Kingdom, in front of 7,000 capacity, live on BT Sport, not box office. I have heard some people saying it's on box office. It is not, or at least it currently is not. Anyway, Joyce versus Zhilei Zhang, the juggernaut. Joyce, WBO mandatory and interim world heavyweight champion, who of course is third in line to get a world heavyweight title shot after WBA's Dan Dubois, after IBF's Filip Hrgović. Okay, so obviously he's going to be keeping active, and he's going to be taking on Big Bang, Zhilei Zhang. Now, interesting fight. I like this fight. It's one that I do favour Joyce to win, of course. But there again, I did say that when Filip Hrgović fought Zhilei Zhang. Now, when you go back to that fight, Filip Hrgović and Zhilei Zhang, that was a case of, in my opinion at least, that was a case of Zhilei Zhang did a little bit better than what we thought he was going to do, because Filip Hrgović was having a bad night at the office. That's why on any other given night, I think Filip Hrgović would have just mowed him down, in all honesty. But it didn't happen, and one of the reasons why it didn't happen is because Filip Hrgović, and this happens time and time again with fighters, went from one time zone to another too late. That's what happened. Filip Hrgović arrived only a few days before their fight, which is why he spent most of those last few days up till fight night just sleeping. Okay? And you could see that on fight night. That's exactly what was going on. Filip Hrgović just looked out of it. He didn't know what to do, where he was, or anything like that. But that said, you can't take anything away from Zhilei Zhang. He went there, he done what he was supposed to do, and he looked good. A lot of people feel that Zhilei Zhang won that fight and got jobbed. That's what a lot of people do feel. So Joyce is now going to take on Zhilei Zhang. And incidentally enough, when I spoke about this fight potentially being made probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, a lot of people, believe it or not, were actually saying Zhilei Zhang is going to knock out Joyce. I mean, can you imagine if that happens? Doesn't bear thinking about. It really doesn't. Of course, I want Joyce to win. He's a Brit. I do like Zhilei Zhang. I've always liked him. But Zhilei Zhang has been having poor performance after poor performance, with the occasional good performance here and there, again, against gatekeepers and journeymen, but then done so much better against Filip Hrgović. Okay? And right after Anthony Joshua lost to Alexander Usyk for the second time, they'll talk about who his next opponent could be. Will he continue with Southpaws? One of the names that was mentioned was Zhilei Zhang. Oh, there's so many people. Oh, he's going to take on this old man, this bum. He got lucky against Filip Hrgović. He ain't no good, and blah, blah, blah. Anthony Joshua taking on an old man. Now Joyce is fighting this very same guy, these very same people. What a great fight. I mean, you can't win, can you? You can't win. Some people were born two-faced. What can you do? But it is an interesting fight. I do like the fight. I do. And I'm favouring Joyce to just bash him up. But of course, Zhilei Zhang, he is Southpaw. How's Joyce going to get on with Southpaws? Well, he's been in with Southpaws quite a few times. Most notably, Alexander Usyk in the World Boxing Series, where he got well and truly outdone. But Zhilei Zhang, he's no spring chicken. He's actually older than Joyce, only by about a year, something like that, maybe 2 years. But listen, I like the fight. I do like the fight. There are plenty of opponents out there that I would have chosen for Joyce instead of Zhilei Zhang, to be honest with you. But I still quite like the fight. I do. And I shall certainly be watching it. I will. So, interesting fight. And I'm glad it's not on pay-per-view. Why they put it on at the Copperbox Arena? It's only a 7,000 capacity. I think that's a little bit too small. I'm pretty sure Joyce is a bigger ticket seller than this, right? Surely. I mean, especially after that performance against Joseph Parker, surely his stock's gone up. Anyway, what can you do? Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.